Everyone, I would love to introduce you to Becky Shelk. She is the Family Outreach Specialist at the Martin County Library System. She's been with the Martin County Library System for about 8.5 years, and she started part-time in 2017 as their homework helper coordinator. She became a full-time employee about a year later when another part-time position opened, and that position brought with it the Paws to Read program that had been running since 2000. She still runs both of the programs in her current position, and she has expanded the role to include extensive community outreach throughout the county. She's also expanded their summer reading outreach program to include numerous community partners like the MCSD Extended Day Summer Camps, the Parks and Rec Summer Camps, and lots of others. As of now, the summer outreach program has grown to over 1,500 kids participating each summer. She's been working to incorporate the Paws to Read dogs in some of the other outreach activities, and I am so excited to hear her share more about this long-running partnership. So, Becky, I'm going to turn it over to you.
All right. Well, thank you for the nice introduction. And I'm very happy to be here today. This is a great group. I love being around librarians and especially all of you guys, because I know we're out there really making impact and a difference in all of our communities. So I am here today to talk specifically about our Pause to Read program. This is a community partnership that has been going on for 25 years, just over. It started in 2000. And it has expanded to even now taking it off. We used to do it just at this location where I am, which is our main location at Blake. And now I'm putting together pop-ups, which in turn I'm taking to the other branches. We have 6 total branches, and we wanted to open up the program so other branches could offer it to their patrons. With the pop-up events, they're just a one and done thing. We do require registration, and we cap it at 15, and that's actually what the recommended amount that the Humane Society wanted us to do, just so it didn't get to be overwhelming to the dogs and too hectic for them, obviously. So we are doing great. We just started this format in January. We've been offering a session every month at one of our libraries called Robert Morgade, and another one at our Hope Library in Jensen Beach. So we have one this Saturday at Hope and one on Tuesday at Moorgate, and then we'll do another set of them in April. We'll be setting up some more over the summer, and this has been really a family type of event. The room I'm booking is one of our larger rooms for these events, so we have a little section where I have some passive activities for kids that might need a break from it. And then we also have some tables over there, and I set out extra books, and some of the parents with younger kids are in the room reading to their kids in the corner that I've set aside. So it's really been a very all-inclusive event, and it's really, really been fun. It's a lot easier for me to manage this way, just having the one and done type format. It's about an hour-long event, so it goes from 10:30 to 11:30 on Saturday. And of course, dogs are a natural draw. So it's a very popular program, I'd say among our most popular programs. The kids obviously love dogs. The parents, and these dogs are special. They are very, very well-behaved dogs, obviously. They're specially trained. They are therapy dogs. Their owners come with them, obviously, and they're the ones that basically help coordinate the kids and how they read. We typically have like 5 dogs and their owners at every event. So because we have 15 kids, if we have a few doesn't show up, we can work in other kids that do show up for this. And typically about 2 to 3 kids per group. So it's really a small little group that is reading to each volunteer and their dog. The kids have math. This is for ages, by the way, 6 to 9. So these kids are in their early formative years of reading. And what we're finding is they're really good at working out, taking turns with their reading. Each child will read a few pages and then they'll move on to another the other child and kind of around the group. And even if they're not reading fluently yet or whatever, listening to other kids read is obviously helping. So I think this is really the format that I think is working for the way our patrons are nowadays and all the busy lives they're leading. It's a lot more flexible because it is a one and done event versus in the past we had like a structured event 4 Thursdays consecutively in a month. And we were getting no-shows the last couple of years, so I would scramble around, run around the library, pull kids in because these are volunteers. And so it's a lot more stress and a lot more anxiety. I always wanted all of the volunteers not to be idle. So this is kind of a natural place for us to go with this, I think. And we have some great pictures that I sent to Chelsea that I'm going to have her show so you guys can kind of see it for yourself. The pictures tell a thousand words, as you say.
Absolutely. All right, let's see. There we go. Can everybody see the first picture?
So this is one of the volunteers named Rita. We did block her out so she would, for her privacy, but that's her dog, Callie. Callie's a cute little boingy dog. The kids love her. So this is one little girl. She's kind of this right at this picture. What's happening here is the volunteer is actually introducing herself and her dog, and we kind of start the program out like this to be an icebreaker. So they tell like, yeah, this is my dog, Callie. She's like 8 years old or whatever. She's this breed. She loves kids. They always say that. And then the kids all get to kind of meet all of the dogs in the session. So we go around to all of the volunteers before we start. And the kids get to like kind of check out the dogs and see what kind of dogs we have that day. And they all vary. They're different volunteers each month.
Mhm.
Okay, the next picture is another dog named Rocky. So you can see we have all kinds of varieties.
Mhm.
Rocky's really cool. Everybody likes Rocky. He's a very chilled out dog, just a whole different kind of temperament and personality. So this is Rocky's been to a number of these now. And the volunteers, by the way, I don't recruit them. I reach out to my contact at the Humane Society, and she reaches out and sees which volunteers are available and wanting to do the event. So I just bring him on board. This is another dog named Pumpkin. This little girl is reading at this moment to Pumpkin. There probably might be a couple more to the side of her, but I love how she's sitting. How do kids sit like that? I can hardly sit like for yoga anymore, right? But this little girl's just like having a good old time. She's very into this, and she's even reading a simple book. She may be on the younger side of 6, or even some of these kids, if we have an opening and they come with their sibling and they may be 5, we might just slide them in.
Mhm.
But the idea is they want to be part of it.
Right.
Um,
And I did notice as I was putting these pictures together that she in particular is reading a Bluey book to the dogs.
yes.
So I'm sure they really appreciated that.
Oh yeah. They pick out dog books. And by the way, they pick out their own books to bring with
Mhm.
them. So in our instructions, like on the registration screen, bring a book you want to read. And they
Yeah.
don't all read the same book. So the little group, they'll take turns reading out of their book. The idea is just to get practice reading in front of other people and build their confidence. This is actually a set. She was kind of waiting around. She's just under 6, so she's not quite the age, but she's waiting around, and we had a space. So it was really cute to see these siblings getting along. I had 3 grown sons, and they used to beat the crap out of each other when they were little. So it's really nice to see, this kind of interaction with siblings. And of course, in this environment, it's conducive. These are a little bit, older boys, and they're reading their books. They got a whole pile of books there, so they
Mhm.
bring as many as they think they want and decide which one they want to read when they get there. This is a pair of twins, a set of twins, I should say, that are actually one of my colleagues at work here. So they're pretty funny. They're both reading some kind of graphic novel. Who knows what? It could be Wings of Fire, one of those. This is Siobhan. She's a really fancy dog. She comes and she's always got bows and she's very prim and proper. She's adorable. And we all love Siobhan too. Yeah, so this is like a typical group. This is like 4 kids in this group. And they're all very good about listening and taking turns. Like I said, they're patient with the other readers as they're reading. The volunteer kind of organizes that. So before we start, I tell the volunteers, hey, you might want to let each kid read a couple of pages, and then kind of take turns. And then one thing I didn't mention yet is I now have started, this is only the 3rd one I'm doing like this now, or actually probably the 4th, that we actually set my timer. And then at 10 minutes, I'm like, okay, everybody, we're going to switch and your group's going to go to the next dog. So the groups get to rotate around to read to all of the different dogs, which they love. The other program, we would assign the dog and they'd have to read to the same dog every week. So this format, I think, is the better way to go for the way our patrons are now. And we're reaching a little bit younger group. The 6-year-olds are great to bring into this. This is a group, and sometimes I'll get a group of girls and they want to read together. So I'm flexible with how I assign the groups. Sometimes I'll say, hey, if any of you came with your friends or siblings that want to be in their group, that's fine. Some do. And then if I see like a bunch of boys and they're all kind of giggling, I'll say, well, maybe these boys will put together, and I'll say, who's 6? And so I just kind of like interact with them in that way. And it's comfortable. And they're not even, I mean, they're all really fine. They're just go at it and read away. Oh, this dog's cute. Yeah, this little girl, she's reading her book. So they get a lot of one-on-one too. Like the volunteers are wonderful. They love children, and it's really clear. And that's why they want to do this program. So this little girl's adorable. She's reading, I don't know what she's reading. She's again, another sample of just kind of, they're all sitting on carpet squares. The red chairs, by the way, are some chairs that we've had around for as long as this program. I think at least half of the life of it, where we used to have them paired up and a kid and a volunteer would sit in them. So I only have 8. Now that we're doing this, I put carpet squares out for the kids and give the volunteers a special magic chair. I'm actually going to have to order more chairs. So I'm trying another version and a new kind of chair because I'm moving them all over with the courier right now. It's a lot. So I think we're going to keep doing this through the summer, like I said, and into next year. So I think it's going to be an ongoing thing. Okay, this is funny. This is the lead into a recent event we did in the community. This is the Dr. Seuss Week, and this event happened to be on a Saturday in our Kiwanis Youth Park. And it was run by Kiwanis. It wasn't a library-sponsored event. But this is the Cat in the Hat that was on board for that event. Over 700, 800 people come through it. It's a lot of people. It runs from 7 a.m. to like around noon. And if you flip to the next one, you'll see that we have incorporated our Paws friends with us. About 4 or 5 years ago, I asked Judy, who runs it from the Kiwanis side. She's also a library friend and all. I said, do you think we could bring the Paws dogs with us? They're asking me. And we started doing that. Now it's an annual thing. Every year we have a handful of them, maybe 4 or 5 that show up for this event as well. And if you flip it to the last show, okay, this is the person in the back, like with the funny socks. That's our deputy director, Richard. Richard's the best. He's reading a book with this group, and I kind of zoomed out on this picture just to show like the dogs are kind of laying around the carpet. There's a lot of kids kind of in there too, mixed in, and this is kind of what is happening. It's a literacy event. It's called Pancakes and Reading in the Park. This whole event anyway. So Judy sets up readers for, throughout the time spots. And then it's a $5 charge, but they provide pancakes and green eggs and ham and the whole thing. So it's wonderful. This is one of the most fun community events we do. I'm an early morning person, thank goodness, because I usually have to get up about 6 o'clock so I can get down there by 6:30 to start setting up. And what the library does too at this event is we have our outreach flyers. So people can sign up for library cards, Dolly Parton Imagination, and all the feature kids programs on that flyer, and with a QR code, by the way. And then we have a bookmark making station with washi tape, which, man, that is our go-to. We take that out on every outreach we do. So the kids love it. Our table's always full, and it's fun. And the dogs kind of circulate around and they hang with us, and it's really a very fun family event. So that's about all I have. I went through a lot of stuff. I talk really fast like a Michigan person. But if you guys have any questions, I welcome any questions you have or any insight you might have on this.